what are you guys doing for Father's Day?
Oh, my family's taking me to the Ticats home opener. It's on Sunday, June 16th, which is Father's Day.
Cool. We're doing the same. It's going to be a blast.
I'm really excited to see the new Stifley. It's almost 20,000 square feet of food, drink, and music awesomeness, including a live band before every game.
Yeah, they've got Cody Robinson performing there before the opener.
Hey, how'd you guys get tickets for that?
My wife got them at ticats.ca/tickets, or you can call 905-547-CATS.
From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Tiger Cats Game Day with Courtney Stephen and Simoni Lawrence.
Welcome to Tiger Cats Game Day on the Ticats Audio Network. It is week 1. We are playing against Calgary, McMahon Stadium, 9 p.m. Eastern on Friday, June 7th. It's the 0-0 Ticats against the 0-0 Calgary Stampeders. Who wants to smoke? I know somebody who is dying right now to see somebody put the pads on somebody else. Simoni Lawrence, talk to the people and tell them what this game means to the Ticats fans, man. It's week 1.
It's week 1. Look. All I've been hearing is we starting fast, right? And what better way to start fast than Bo Levi Mitchell going back to Calgary, yo?
Calgary.
Like, this is a money game. This is what you call let's feed the streets, you know what I mean? Bo Levi about to sell tickets for people in Calgary as well. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, he was the main attraction for over a decade. And for those, if you've been living under a rock, this is a man who is Hall of Fame bound when he hangs up the cleats, regardless of how anything goes from this day forward. But he spent over 10 years in Calgary. And I don't know why, but in 2023, when Bo was with the Ticats for his first season, we didn't get a chance to go back to Calgary. So,
yeah, that was crazy.
Why would they make us wait? But wait no longer. Simoni, today is the day. It is finally here. What do you think Bo's feeling like right now?
Bro, I'm going to tell you what Bo feeling like right now. Bo, listening to a little bit of Lil Wayne on the plane. You know what I'm saying? He looking at everybody, smiling at everybody. Hey, how you doing? Signing a couple autographs, going into the hotel. But on game day, look, Bo, this is the Bo I know we going to get. If I know the Bo I know we going to get, they going to put the little thing on the screen. You know how like they be like, welcome back, thank you for your service, blah, blah. Bo, put your head down. Don't even look at that. Don't even look at that, Bo. Put your head down. Don't look at that. That's none of our business. We are here to smoke something. You know what I'm saying? And like, what a better you get to spin the block. You know how? You don't get these kind of opportunities every single often. When I say spin the block, I mean like, somebody that do something that you think is a little wrong to you, you get to spin the block on them and try to get some get back. You know what I'm saying? So when they say you
get to come back to the scene of the crime.
You get to come back to the scene of the crime. So look, after Bo run the ball into the end zone, because I got Bo throwing like a bunch of touchdowns, and he gonna run the ball into the end zone. I want Bo to go over to the Calgary sideline. Take out them toy cowboy guns and have a duel with Jake Mayer.
Ooh.
Is Jake Mayer the guy that Jake Mayer?
Wait, hold on.
I want him to pull out them toy cowboy guns. Yeah.
So wait, hold on.
I need him to pull.
So you think that this game right here represents something bigger for Bo? It's not just about him going back to Calgary, but it's like, do y'all remember who I am? Do you remember what I did? And do you remember how you let me go? You let me walk? He's got something on his chest. He's got something on his chest.
He get to spin the block and be like, "Yo, Jake Mayer, come on, yo, I need him."
So let me ask you this. Do you see more Jake Mayer jerseys or more Bo Levi Mitchell jerseys in the stadium tonight?
Do your homework on Jake Mayer playing football last year. Come on, let's be real. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, Jake Mayer was the only quarterback in the CFL to play all 18 games, finished 3rd in the league in yards. So, I mean, the man ain't no slouch. He did his thing a little bit.
Yeah, I seen him in the playoffs too, right? Anyway. That's crazy. We ain't about look, at the end of the day, we got a new improved Jake Mayer. I wish him luck, but this is one where Daniel's son, you know what I mean, Mr. Miyagi, you know what I mean? Mr. Miyagi got to sit Jake Mayer on his lap. Yes! You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it got to be, Bo. And, you know, that's what Hamilton what? You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, Hamilton want to see a whole lot of big plays. And, you know, that's what Bo Levi Mitchell's calling card has always been. He's been the guy to stretch the field, put the ball down, make the defense, you know, stick to their rules and cover all their bases. So there's definitely going to be some tests, and especially with the weapons that Bo has at his disposal today. I mean, you got the likes of, obviously, Tim White, and you got the young buck, Keandre Smith, and then you got a lot of new faces, some old faces, some new faces, and some faces from across the league where you Shemar Bridges, you got Stephen Dunbar Jr., you got Brandon O'Leary Orange, you got bigger bodies, you got guys who've gone for 1,000 yards. Like, take your pick. What is more exciting about this receiving core? The speed, the size, the experience? Like, how is Bo feeling about those guys?
Bo's feeling great about these guys because he has everybody that can do something that he loves them to do. Bo like throwing the ball deep, y'all. Who can run by everybody? Tim White. I need Tim White to touch the ball at least 7 times in the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how he touch it. I just need it in his hands 7 times. Because Tim White is the best football player on the field. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. Like, he's the best football player on the field. You know what I mean?
He's got the numbers to back it up, man. Last year, the guy had
like
1,269 yards last year, lead the CFL. And interesting fact, only guy since Brandon Banks to lead the CFL in yardage since 1996.
Oh, my. You see what I'm saying? Hey, do your homework on Courtney got the stats, so he gonna back up everything we say. You know what I mean?
Hey, we ain't just over here capping and rapping, dude. I mean, this is a sports show, so we got to give the people the numbers.
We gotta give them what they want, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about Dunbar. I'm at practice, right? I'm like, let me go see what Dunbar talking about. I see Dunbar run a route. I'm not gonna say the route because the DBs at Calgary might be listening, but all I know is the ball was in the air, and Dunbar caught it on one knee with one hand. Everything you throw near Dunbar, he's going to catch it. Guaranteed. And then Bridges said, look, I understand Dunbar pulled back up on the block. I understand Tim White, he is the man. But look, you throw that ball up to me at least 3 times, bro, I'm going to come down with it, bro. Like, you just give it to me 3 times, I'm going to come down with it, Bo. And look, and that's when Bo go back over to that Calgary sideline. Bro, if you don't flex a little bit, just flex a little bit, yo. Look over on that sideline, flex a little bit. We like that in Hamilton, you know what I'm saying? But then, like, the receiving core is, I love it. The young kid, Smith, I think he's going to get freed up a lot. He's going to have a big game. Yeah, bro. Like,
yeah. There's a lot of tall receivers. You got 6'4" Brendan O'Leary Orange, 6'4" Shemar Bridges. You got 6'3" Stephen Dunbar Jr., and then you got speed and quickness inside at those 2 slot back positions. But, Sim, I'm looking at this depth chart, and there's something a little fishy there. They got my man Lawrence Woods III lined up as the boundary slot as a starting player. Now, you tell me this.
Bro, what are we talking about? That's Tim White, bro. You think Tim White not playing football? You think, bro, just don't pay attention to this. It's some weird ratio stuff that goes on that you got to flip and dip in hot sauce and mayonnaise and butter and ketchup. But Tim White is our starting wide receiver, y'all. That's our MVP back to back. Don't listen to the paper, bro.
So you're telling me right now that Lawrence Woods III is not running no go routes right now?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you the truth, Lawrence. Can he run a go route? Yes. Can they put him at slot to run a go route? Yes. Will he burn some of them Calgary people over there? Yes. That's just the facts. But is he starting over Tim White? No. I don't know what's going on. But I know Tim White is going to get the ball and score some touchdowns.
Yeah, well, this is one of those intricate CFL rules where Tim White he has been with the Ticats for over 3 seasons, so he counts as a designated nationalized American, which means that he can sub into the game for an American at any time, but for up to 25 plays, he can actually sub in for a Canadian, and not just any Canadian, but a designated national. So the designated nationals on the offense are Ante Milanovic-Litre, you got Tuck, and you've got O'Leary Orange. So what I'm looking at this and assuming is when Ticats go to those 2-back formations, meaning if they bring in a fullback or they bring in a tight end, which they've mentioned that they're going to do a lot. Maybe that's what they do to protect Bo in that pocket and free up some time so they can get down the field. I expect Tim White to sub into the game for Brendan O'Leary Orange because you're already going to take one of the skill positions out to bring in that tight end. And then you're going to have Dunbar Bridges, you're going to have Smith and White at the wide receiver position, and then you're going to have an extra tight end to block. That's a lot of speed and size running downfield on 2-back, and I think really that's how this roster move with starting Lawrence Wood the third plays out. But this is extra. This is extra genius brain, galaxy brain.
I know, and stuff. It's cool though because it's like, it's like different formations. You know what I'm saying? Like you can put like a 5R formation is way different than our 2-back. I love a 2-back and Ticat offense. More time for this fastest man on the field to run. I'm not going to get into that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because we already established there might be some Calgary folks. Listen, if y'all listening, make sure you like and subscribe, share it with a friend, even if you're from the Western Conference.
Yeah, even if you're from the Western Conference, and I'm not a hater. Natasha, I like your show on Calgary. I was watching, I was listening to it. And to get to, are we going to talk about these old linemen? You see what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, we're talking about protecting. Like, tell us about the offensive line. What do you see there, and what do they need to do in this game?
Listen, I got to show you a picture, y'all.
Well, like, this is
Spotify listeners,
talk to
Apple
us.
Music listeners. I'm showing a picture right now.
Who is that man? Who is that man?
Stands at 6'4". I don't know how much he weigh, but I ain't going cap. He has a mullet.
His name is
back down. Look at
Brendan
his face though. He's not playing.
305 pounds, 6'5".
You see that face right there? That's a face that's trying to take something still. This kid came into camp, him and Barrow. I'm speaking heavy for both of them. These are 2 rookie tackles that came into camp and handled business, you know what I mean? To the point where it's like, yo, I like Boydner at left tackle, you know what I'm saying? Let's get him some live reps and see if he's really everything that we've been seeing, you know what I'm saying? Like, this game right here, nobody's going to go to the Grey Cup on it. Nobody's going to win the Grey Cup. Nobody's going to lose the Grey Cup off this game. But there's certain players that need to understand they going into a game where, bro, do your homework on Wally Pitt, bro. You get the opportunity, you got to run with it, you know what I'm saying? This is the world in football, you know what I'm saying? You guys getting opportunities of lifetimes. Yo, Wally Pitt people, you know what I'm saying? That's what this game about. It's about taking stuff. And Boydner, I'm a fan of him because he came in with the attitude I expect most people to come in with that's trying to get a job. You know what I mean?
Well,
and then you got the legends in the middle, and they gonna make their job. Look, I say Boydner's a rookie, Belrose a rookie, but listen, we got Beard running point guard at the center. We got Revenberg running left guard. We got Woodmansky running right guard. Now what? Them 2 rookies? They 3-year players now. I don't want to hear about it. They 3-year players now.
Yeah.
That's too much knowledge for them not to be 3-year players right now.
And if they playing in sync, really, they got that help inside. I think offensive line is a lot like defensive back, where like you could be on the island as a DB, but really when you play to where your help is, you're so much better. And that's how O-line is. They're always communicating. They're always pointing things out. They eat lunch together. They shower together. They travel together. They room together. And it's for a reason, because when they get out there, they got to be on one accord. And if you look at this depth chart, the Ticats don't really got no options except to play these boys and hope that they do their best, because if you look at the 6th game, you got Joel Figueroa and Jordan Murray on the 6th game. And then you look at the practice roster and you got Brendan Kemp, and coming out of camp, Kendrick Sartor, he was one of the guys who got cut. So you're looking at a lot of known faces who have started at a certain point in time at left or right tackle, not even available right now. So it's like the coaches got some faith right here in these boys to step up and make plays.
And they not going against no lunch meat. Like, I'm not going to say Calgary not no lunch meat. They got Julian Houseware over there. He was over there. He going to try you, rookie. I'm telling you, he gonna try you. He gonna do a speed to power, and then he got to spin. Speed to power, then he got to spin. And then they got some big boys up. Like, you could talk about the rest of them boys.
Yeah, James Vaunters, he's a fifth-year veteran out of Stanford. You know, he's played in some big games. But then the real one is the D-tackle, Mike Rose. Mike Rose is what makes that whole defense go, really, and that's from the inside. When you got a big body who's athletic and he talks that trash, you know, you need something like a Brandon Revenberg to throw cold water on.
Yes. Look, hey Rev, you know who like that kind of stuff? Rev like that stuff. I used to love hanging out with Rev on our wins back on the plane ride because he used to tell me everything the guys used to say to him, and I used to like. You know
so you was taking notes. I was
taking notes. I'm like, Rev, don't worry about it. I'm going to get them 10 back times as harder, bro. Keep blocking them to sleep. Jump on them. Do a little, butt sniff. You know what I'm saying? Get them boys. Ain't nobody going to do nothing. You know what I mean? But right. Beard, those guys, that's a lot of work. But Woodmansky, Beard, and Rev, they in there for that. You know what I'm saying? I can see them running a lot of games early in the game. Calgary trying to get something going, but I don't see us getting into a lot of second and longs because look, they got a good linebacker crew, Michael All and Judge, but Butler, bro. Butler is a game time decision. But if Butler is playing, Butler has to play. You know what I'm saying? I ain't see Butler all camp. I'm looking for Butler. Butler, you playing in the first preseason? Nah, I'm not. You playing in the second preseason game? Nah, I'm not. It's game time now, bro. We getting hefty load carrying Butler, and he got to come out here and give it clips so he can make the game easier for my dog Bo. I like the play action, you know what I'm saying? But you need at least like 5-6 yards on first down to get into that game. You know what I mean? So we can't be getting 3 yards because that's a loss. 4 yards, that's a loss. You know what I'm saying? So on first down, when Butler getting these carries, he got to carry that thing. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's going to help us move the offense and make sure that we in some nice rhythm because, like, bro, Casey in the office, finance, do your homework on Casey and do your homework on Dan. This don't got nothing to do with nothing. They said one said the score was going to be 21-20. One said the score was going to be 21-17. Let me tell you something. If these guys is flowing, I know we like 21, but it might be 2,100 to one of them scores. You know what I'm saying? If Butler can get the running.
I thought you was talking about Casey Sales, but you shout out to Casey in the accounting department. We love you too. Hey, but let me talk about this for a second because James Butler is a really important character in this story. Now, if he's a game time decision. If he doesn't get the start or he doesn't play or he's on spot duty, they got Ante Milanovic-Litre, who's a Canadian, and if he starts, that changes a lot of things with the ratio and what they're able to do because he is a Maple Leaf. Now, they both tote the rock, carry it hard, faster than you think. And I think one thing that is for certain is they do have to gain those yards because getting the defense in man-to-man is what gives all these amazing receivers the best opportunity to make plays. Like, you want that mano-a-mano. So as a linebacker now, if you're in second and short, what is your mindset? Just so we can understand, like, the strategy of the game. Why is running the ball on first down and actually getting yards? Like, how does that affect the defense? If you're a linebacker, how are you thinking on second and short as opposed to, like, second and long?
All right, so the tough one, second and short, second and 3. The breakdown for most teams in this league is, like, after, like, 3.5, 4 yards, they're going to pass the ball. You know what I mean? They don't trust it. But you still got to watch out for the draw game. You still can get a handoff, and then it's also quick game. But second and long, I'm in paradise, Courtney. Hey, I'm going to walk out to the number 2 receiver. I'm going to just sit on the track, Wilburn. Sometimes I'm going to just chill on the track, Wilburn, on second and long, and just wait for Bagleton to come in motion and run that dig. Because Bagleton, he's a ball player. They put him in positions to make plays. And the guy back there, Jake Mayer, he needs to make all the easy throws. Do your homework on the easiest throw in the game is right behind the wheel on that track. You know what I'm saying?
The tracks, the hash
marks. So he's going to like to make that throw, whether that's Bagleton coming from 23 personnel to making it 23 personnel and then running that concept because they got him listed as a field, but he's their motion guy. Wherever he goes, they're going to try to get Jake from State Farm the ball. You know what I'm saying? We call Bagleton, Jake from State Farm. Do your homework on Jake from State Farm. Got to see Goose again. He got to see Goose again. Last time Jake from State Farm, he had his insurance because he almost didn't get up from the hit that Goose sent him home with. You know what I mean? So he looking at Goose like, man, I don't know. I'm the only one out here right now. My dog got hurt. It's me and these running backs. Mills, good running back. But right now, I'm going to get the ball about all the time. I know you always going to look at me because we've been hanging out all off season. But Goose, boy, that boy be coming down that he don't care about my life. Hey, you got to think about that, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely on somebody's mind when they wrap inside them two hashes. You know, the free safety, especially on second down when the ball's coming out. I know Stavros Katsatonis. He loves to catch those receivers with the ribs wide open. But, yeah, so when you're on second down, you don't even have to really defend. You defend the run from a distance. You step outside the box and go get the receivers first. Yeah.
Exactly, bro. Just take away the money, you know what I'm saying? The money's always, like, they show you where the money is. First, this is what they do usually. First, they pay the money in the offseason, and then they put the money in positions to make plays, you know what I'm saying?
Talk to them really quick.
So,
talk to them about that.
I'm looking at the receiving core. Bagleton is the money. Who got paid this offseason? Bagleton. So, wherever he at, they got to get him the ball, you know what I'm saying? It just makes sense.
It's kind of like, gee, you don't even got to watch the film. You just got to watch the waiver wire and the free agency tracker.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, there you go.
See what he like. You know, Bagleton going to get what? He going to get at least like 5, I don't care, just throw it up to Bagleton, see what happened balls, you know? And we got to win those 80-20 balls because Courtney going to tell the people what 80-20 balls is, Courtney.
It means it's 80% of the time is going to me, the other 20% of the time is going on the floor.
On the floor. You feel what I'm saying? Some teams call it 50-50 balls, but it's 80-20 our way, bro. And do your homework. That 20% better be on the ground.
That's it. So, hey, let's talk about the people who's going to be covering all offseason. There's been a lot of hype around the big acquisition, and probably the biggest acquisition was Jamal Peters came down the street from that place with that tall building. But he's not playing in this game. So on the corners, we got two guys. We got Lawson Jr. and Milton. I mean, Mark Milton, 6'1", 185, first-year player out of Baylor. We haven't seen too much from him, but you know, Lawson, he's been here and he's got games under his belt. Dexter Lawson's played, he's been in the fire, but still not a ton of experience.
I'm gonna be real with you, Courtney. Right, Lawson, he good, bro. He game time player and he's a playmaker. He'll make his plays. That's just who Lawson is. The guy Milton, he get in the op right now. You know what I'm saying? He's playing that boundary corner. And one thing you know about that boundary corner is every single team is going to put their best receiver over at the boundary corner at least 5 times a day. Here comes Jake from State Farm going to come all the way to the boundary, and they're going to get one-on-ones and just loft it up. Whether they flip in the formation of 40, like whatever they're going to do, they're going to find a way to get one-on-one with that boundary corner and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Make sure he game ready. Yeah. And he's going to have to pass that test for sure. That's going to be a test for Mill. They're going to come for him fast and a lot.
Yeah, I could see that definitely. And it might not be that there's a whole bunch of different plays, but they're going to get to it different ways. Like you mentioned, a 41 set where they got 4 receivers to the field, isolating 1 receiver backside so you don't have as much help. Yeah. And then maybe you get a 23 set and you got a lot of stuff coming at you really quickly and you're in a small area, so they're going to test your eyes. Or maybe they do have a 32 set, but they're putting a tight end on the weak side of the field and giving you the high motion, which you don't see all the time. So they're going to test.
You got longer time to throw the ball and do your home. Yeah, that's what
there's a lot going on. Put the back in the flat when you in cut. Try to see if you're cheating up or you sinking back. There will be pressure on the boundary corner. You can be sure of that.
But look, I'm gonna be real with you, Courtney.
Come on.
It don't even matter because our defensive line, bro.
How good
These boys don't even got to cover for too long. I'm not somebody that don't do my Carfax. Natasha, I told you I was watching Calgary television and you was talking to the offensive line coach. I listened to it all. The offensive line coach pretty much said in so many words, we got to get better together. You know, we got players that's playing positions. I may not trust them yet. We got backups that we think might be starting later in the season. It just don't sound like a group that's ready to go. And those kind of people need to get taken advantage of. And oh my gosh, Barlow, what a perfect day to take advantage of this left tackle I heard about on Calgary television, bro. Do your homework on, they say he just lost weight and he's lighter. His coach said that. I ain't say that. His coach said he lost weight and he's lighter. Hey, I want you to get underneath his chest, right, Barlow? One arm him, back to Mayor, script sack. I already seen it happen. I seen him do it. You know what I mean? And look, I'm not gonna lie. McEwen, that's their leader on that center. That's their leader. That's their big dog. Like, that's their big dog on the line, you know? Him and Zach. Let me tell you something about McEwen and Zach over there that's playing center and right guard. They're good players, but Casey's eating him up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day of the week. Yeah. Like, if they do a one-on-ones, like, 9 out of 10 times, Casey will eat him up for 9 out of 10 times. You know what I'm saying? And that's their big dog.
Here's a challenge that Calgary is going to have is that you can only have one double team on that defensive line because it's 5-on-4. You're going to have to bring an extra person in to block and protect. So I do think that you're deciding, am I going to double team Hendricks or am I going to double team Casey Sales on this play? Because you can't double team everybody. And if you do bring in that 6 blocker, maybe that's a solution that they pick, but then you're taking one guy out of the route, making it easy for the defensive backs.
And you know what a person like me like to do when they put somebody in the box just to block. I'm going to rush the quarterback. I'm adding in, Courtney. What do you mean you just blocking? Woo. I'm coming to play too. I'm not going to just stay deep. I like to play football, bro. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play all day.
Hey, so here's another thing that they might do. Yeah. So you're talking about Jake Mayer. If he is trying to stay away from the likes of Brandon Barlow and Nick Usher Raymond Bad, so the ball probably going to come out quick. I think we're going to see a lot of quick game. Yeah. We're going to see outside runs. We're going to see screens because those are the types of things that slow down the D-line. Would you say it's that?
Yeah, you're right, Court. And that's the thing. Barlow know what kind of game he's going to get. They're not going to let Barlow play football just to beat up this tackle, right? He's going to get a lot of swoop motions, whether that's from wide receivers or if it's from the H fullback coming to cut them legs out. Because do your homework on Calgary run game. They like this guy number 40, and that's who digs everybody out. And like all the running backs like the jump cut off of that, you know? So our defensive ends is going to get tried a lot on that. But all you got to do for that, bro, run full speed, right? You see 40, you just run full speed and you just boom, collision. He doesn't want to do that anymore. It's not, you know what I'm saying? He don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, that's a job that people don't really volunteer for a lot of times, and they'll do it until they have to do it with the right type of opposition.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to have a different type of heart. You got to have a purple heart to do that job all night long. And so what you're talking about is the whole offensive line is going to block to the right, and you got one person whose job is to go against the grain and block to the left and create that cutback lane, try to stretch out that defensive end and create a gap. And that's a tough job.
It's a tough job, and I'm going to be real. I like the way Usher plays it. Usher Raymond is bad he does good with that. And the guy that people are surprised about, but not really me, because Menard, he came here to play grown man football. You know what I'm saying? He came here. He was really good on special teams, which is important, especially at that left tackle position. You know what I mean? Left tackle guard position on punt, and also being able to come in and be a contributor. Like, we're gonna see him play a lot of football. And, you know, a lot of people was upset that Mason didn't get this job. But, like, Mason was in a war year, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, you got to come with clips, you know what I mean? Like, you got to come dominating, not even make anything look close, you know what I'm saying? And that's what Menard came in here and did, you know what I mean? And he's going to get the opportunity to play football and show that motor that he has. And he will make plays in this game because this is his type of game where he's going to stay connected with that guard. He's going to play the wham and make tackles out of that because that's his world, yo. I remember watching him at BC, hair coming out the helmet. That's his world, yo. You know what I mean?
He's a 10th year vet out of Montreal. Yeah. So he's a Canadian. He is a seasoned veteran. He can contribute in 2 phases of the game. And like you said, he plays a physical brand of football, and that's what you want, especially as a rotation guy who's, you know, he's going to come in the game so that, you know, Nick Usher can get his win back or something like that, or so that the D-line can stay fresh. And when he gets in the game, He's not slowing down or
No,
falling
he got
off.
a
He's
motor.
putting that
He does-
pressure on
yeah.
that offensive line and whoever they want to bring into the box to try and block him. Because sometimes that third receiver going to try and hop in and block, and they don't really got the heart for that. They rather would catch, possession passes and get first downs and stuff. They don't really want to get in there and get dirty. That's a different brand of receiver that got to do all that.
Nah,
so
you're right. So, like, we can keep going because we already talk about these running backs. Do your homework on this. A game Kyle Wilson could have like 13 tackles. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
It's
that's
a box
player
game.
out.
Like
that's
this,
a big
like this is a box game. If you do your homework on Calgary, I love playing Calgary because I can guarantee you I'm gonna get like 8 tackles, an interception for a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a linebacker type of game, especially the way they come in. They use their 2-backs all the time. They're not gonna be in 5R. There's no way they're gonna be in 5R that much with this offensive line that they've been telling us about. The way you gotta listen to the way the offensive line coach was talking about their offense. They ain't not about to be in 5R, bro. You know what I'm saying?
They don't believe in it. And so 5, that means 5 receivers on the field.
Yeah, they're gonna,
and then that means
be a 2-back.
If you have 5 receivers, that means you have 5 offensive linemen. That brings you to 10 plus 1 quarterback and 1 running back. That brings you to 12.
Yeah.
Now, if you go take one of the receivers off, you have 4 receivers, and you bring an extra blocker that's usually a fullback on the field. They call that 2-back. Sometimes that fullback is more like the H tight end type. So regardless if it's a tight end or a fullback, we call it 2-back.
Facts.
Now, if you bring in 2 true running backs, which Calgary does do sometimes, then you can call that pony, but it's really is 2-back.
And we'll treat him as a running back because both of them are running backs, 26 and 20. Both downhill runners, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they're running downhills, they're good backs, you know what I mean? But once you get them stopping their feet going side to side, bro, Courtney, you've been corporate for 2 years. You going out there and you making the play.
Of course, because all I gotta do is run on my near hip track. If you make him cut back, I'm inside clearing him out,
You
man.
see what I'm saying? And that's why Wilburn and Kyle Wilson, this is a dream type game, especially with this kind of back. He can't juke you. He can't do nothing crazy. So all you gotta do is go make the play.
Run
like
to the
that's
ball.
it. Like you don't gotta worry about. You know how you go try to catch like a carry in the open field? You gotta be like, I hope he don't see me real quick because he got a nice little cutback, so I'm gonna shoot like 5 yards away from the play, make sure I make this play. You know what I'm saying? Because they be having 6th sense, spider senses. This guy, his spider sense
like
is
that.
put my head down. I ain't gonna lie, sometimes it works. So you gotta make sure you cover tackle. Kyle, great tackle. Wilburn, I need to see him shoot. And especially Talbert getting the start at Sam as well. So he's gonna be locked in, excited for that. And look, another thing, I gotta give a Canadian safety love because I love Canadian safeties. Do your homework on Courtney was a Canadian safety. You feel what I'm saying? So I gotta show Cornerbacks some more love. Not only did he win the job at free safety, but you could tell this man knows how to line up because he is the backup at Sam. You know what I'm saying? That's like, yo, you play free safety, but we know that if anything happens, we can count on you to line up at Sam and do your job. And and Cornerbacks, we gotta give you a round of applause for that, bro. That's the way you come into camp, bro. Learn the system, learn the game, and can be somebody we can count on, bro. Shout out to Penny. Goose, bro. Jake from State Farm, cross the middle, bro. And you don't... All right. That's all I'm saying. Listen, the defense, Courtney, this is what has to happen. They got to tackle everything moving. They're going to have running backs trying to go off tackle. They're going to try to run all these guard traps and stuff. They got to tackle anything moving. We don't want to see the horse move because what happens when the horse moves, Courtney, in Calgary?
If the horse is running, that means Calgary scored.
And we love horses. I was just at the ranch with my friend and I was petting the horse and everything. But when Calgary horse get the running, we gotta want to tackle that thing too. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want none of it. Like I want Kyle Wilson. He's tackling everything. The horse get the moving. He's going to get the horse. It's that type of game, yo. He gonna have to look. Just keep your eyes right here in the triangle because they gonna put some motions all. Hey, can't
this
fool
is
the eyes.
You know what? I'm gonna let you give the people one last gem before we go because you talked about the triangle. You talked about the box game.
Yeah.
If a guy like Kyle Wilson wants to have a great game, and Calgary, they're running, you mentioned traps, wham blocks, they got scoop blocks, they got zone left, zone right, power left, power right. They got all these different schemes. What's the key from you. 21, you handing down the torch to 15 right now, and you trying to tell him, look, if you want to, I got the most tackles in the history of the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
And Courtney, and in the history of games in the CFL too. Don't forget that.
He said, put some respect on my. Hold on.
But no, Courtney, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. The first
What's Kyle got to do?
Down and distance. Recognize what's going on. Down and distance. First down, bro. Let's keep our eyes heavy in the box. Let's look at the guards. Let's see who's tipping. Let's look at the tackles. Let's see who's tipping, who's heavy. I'm trying to get all my keys to tell me, bro. By the second draft, I know if it's pass or run, bro. Before the play happens, you know.
By the second drive.
By the second drive, I'm telling like all the keys, bro. There's sometimes I'm getting back and coach is like, yo, why you dropping back? I'm like, coach, I knew that they was going to throw the ball already. That's why I'm going backwards already. You know what I'm saying? Like some teams have like, I call Calgary one of those teams where they're like they're a rhythm team. It doesn't matter if all new players go to Calgary. Calgary has a certain offense that they run, and that's what they run. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if you do your homework on Calgary, like this is a fun game for the linebackers. Just go it's a fun game for linebackers. Every time we play Calgary, just look at the linebacker stats. It's a fun game for linebackers. Game for linebackers. So Kyle Wilson, if I had some game for you, all I would tell you is be great, make your plays, do your thing, step on their neck. Hey, don't step on their neck because that's illegal. But you know what I mean. You feel what I'm saying? Handle your business. Hey, but look, I bought a whole bunch of cookies. I forgot it in the other room. But Richard Leonard is going to get an interception in this game.
Oh, so if you ain't get the cookies, he gonna get them because he got last year. I think he had 2 picks in Calgary last year. That boy, he spent some time out there, so he's familiar with the mountain air.
Yup.
He's a guy who's ready to make some plays.
Yup.
And so Sweet Feet, if he's matched up against any of those guys, I know he's gonna be looking to
listen.
He's dying for a second down attempt his direction. Some people don't want the smoke; they want it to go the other way.
Listen,
but
yeah, do your homework on the ball attracts Rich in Calgary. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The ball just going to find in his lap. And look, I'm going to hey, Jake, bro, I hope you have a good game, but I want to see Schultz run this offense. You see what I'm saying? Because for the team y'all got right now, Schultz is the guy. That's just a hot take. I'm going to be real. If coaches want to be real with me, we could be real together. Schultz is the guy to run this offense at this time and moment that y'all got.
Do you think that there's pressure on Jake Muir with a guy like Matt Schultz behind him?
That's insurance. What you call Matt Schultz is what you call insurance. You know how Jake from State Farm, Reggie Begelton? No, Schultz is what you call insurance. You know what I'm saying? Like the guy that thought he was going to come and replace the Hall of Fame legendary Bo Levi Mitchell. That's what you call insurance on Jake Maurer. Jake Maurer, he's in a position, and it's a tough position. I'm not going to lie, bro. He in that position where it's like, you don't want here we go again, Jake. You know what I'm saying? Jake, come on. Because, like, I played football. I know how the players talk, you know, like they don't treat him like big homie yet. You know what I'm saying? And that's a quarterback. You got to treat the quarterback like big homie, even if he little homie. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, he's going to be out there with something to prove tonight,
yeah,
definitely.
He's going to be out there.
When the lights come on, man, it's showtime. It's been a long off season, Sim. Yeah. We've been waiting. We've been seeing the running, the sprints, the weightlifting. There's no more hype videos. There's no more talking on Twitter. None of that, man. It's time to kick the ball off.
Real
9
live
p.m.
clips, yo.
Eastern.
Real live clips.
Stadium.
Real live clips.
Somebody's leaving here with a win, and somebody's leaving with the L.
You feel me?
It's the Ticats versus the Stampeders. Oh, somebody's fired up and ready to go.
Hey.
If you can't be there, you know you can turn it on the TV. And if you ain't by the TV, or matter of fact, you just want to hear a better version of the game, you need to turn on Ticats Audio Network, where Luke and RJ going to have the call. And you can get there at ticats.ca/listen. And if you listen to us this far, you need to do us a favor. You need to hit subscribe. You need to hit share. You need to find us on Twitter and just tell us how you feel.
Tell us how you really feel. You know what I mean?
Tell us about the game. Tell us about next week, what you want to hear about. And, stay tuned in with us, because we're going to be here all year long.
We here all year long. And look, I know I ain't get all y'all questions on Twitter, because y'all told me to answer some questions for y'all. I answered the Mason Bennett question, bro. That was the most answered question. You feel what I'm saying? But this is just some ride-along music, because we riding along out here. I'm about to go watch the rest of this game. Ticats,
all right.
baby.
Let's go. Yeah. This is Tiger Cats Game Day on the Ticats Audio Network. My name is Courtney Steven. He's Simoni Lawrence. And until next time, hope you have a great game day.
Let's go.
Tiger Cats Game Day with Courtney Steven and Simoni Lawrence. Like, follow, and be game day ready.